Hello everyone, back to today's third and final video. So, I've done 3 videos today. The first video was JMA Friday. That's here on the homepage. It covers the full monthly period going into the second half of March. So, we're comparing Japanese CFS V2 models with that one. And then, of course, today's second video released this afternoon. That one had a look at the weather for the next week, 10 days. And we're going to finish it all off by just bringing you up to date with the latest midday runs of the models in terms of next week's cold weather, just to confirm that there's not been any last-minute changes, because we're only 3 days away now from the very cold air arriving from the east. High pressure over Scandinavia is going to be taking control of weather pattern over the weekend, and by the early part of next week, by Monday next week, we'll be bringing in bitterly cold air from the east, and no doubt heavy snow showers, and then we'll go off and running into what could be our coldest week for several years, maybe back to the December to remember in 2010. Through the course of next week. So, Beast from the East is on its way, and I'll bring you up to date with everything that's happened with the latest midday runs of bots. We're going to start off with GFS, going to have a look at the GFS ensembles, we'll have a look at UK Met Office, GEM, and we'll finish with the ECMWF, which is just updating as I'm speaking, and I'm going to try to get it all in within 10 minutes. So, it'll be a case of blink, and you miss it. Going to start off with the GFS on Monday, when we're bringing in a bitterly cold east to northeasterly wind. There's the upper air temperatures showing that we've got a legacy of very cold air across many parts of Europe, and we are bringing on the easterly wind, and the isobars are depicting that easterly wind. We're bringing that bitterly cold air in from the east and the northeast too. Tuesday gives us a long fetch easterly wind, so follow your isobars back. The air is going well into Russia, proper Siberian air flooding across Europe on those easterly winds, and there's the upper air temperatures looking very cold again on Tuesday. Wednesday also brings in that easterly wind, and there's kinks in the isobar, so there could be enhanced shower risk. The easterly winds will bring snow showers across the North Sea into eastern parts of the country, but at times, as we get a trough or some sort of disturbance moving in from the east, we can get the potential to band those snow showers together and push them further inland. So as time goes by, we probably expect more snow to be turning up with this. Look at the upper air temperatures with the GFS model tonight for Wednesday. Got the minus 15 Celsius isoform pushing widely across the country, going even colder than that for some eastern and northeastern parts of the country. That's how Thursday is looking. Talked about this in the videos a lot recently. Thursday could be our coldest day of this cold spell. Maybe the 1st of March, but it could be a very notably cold day. We've got a strong to gale force easterly wind blowing, feeding in snow showers and bitterly cold air. There's the minus 15 Celsius isoform covering much of England and Wales. That's daytime temperature staying at or below freezing all day. Now, if you go through to Friday, we've got an area of low pressure developing around parts of France and the Bay of Biscay. That's pushing up towards us. It increases the wind even more. So that's an easterly gale that's blowing there. I shudder to think what the wind chill would be, but it would be very, very horrendous indeed. And as this low pressure is moving up from the south into that cold air, we'll be bringing heavy precipitation, heavy snow, and probably blizzards moving into the south overnight Thursday to Friday. That's how things look on Friday, that area of low pressure across the southeast England. Now, this is bringing somewhat less cold air into the south, so after a very snowy spell, southern parts probably would see the snow turning back to rain. But through Wales, the Midlands, northern England, you've got a real blizzard going on there on Friday with heavy snow and strong to gale force easterly winds with that area of low pressure. The low pressure carries on moving northwards to Saturday, 3rd of March, taking less cold air probably across the bulk of England and Wales by this point, so slow for probably what would be quite deep-lying snow starting to take place, but still easterly gales for Scotland and northern England, bringing lots of disruptive snow there. Bringing up towards day 10, that low pressure starts to move away, and if anything, the cold air looks like it's beginning to head back south again. That's how we finish up on day 10, which is Monday the 5th of March, with low pressure trying to come back up from the southwest. We've still got a legacy, particularly for northern parts of the country, of quite cold air. There's the GFS ensemble. So again, we have good agreement that we're going substantially below the red line, which is the 30-year temperature average, and becoming really cold as we go through towards the second half of the coming week. And then into next weekend, we've got a split. Many ensemble members actually keeping things cold. Some of the ensemble members are trying to turn things a little bit less cold down in the south. This is the GFS, so this is taking each one of those individual coloured lines and creating a mean chart out of it. So this is Tuesday's GFS chart. Again, long fetch easy winds bring bitterly cold air in from the east as the upper air temperatures for Tuesday. Wednesday looks a very cold day indeed. Again, follow the ice bars back. The air is coming from Russia, flooding across much of Europe and into the UK. Again, bitterly cold upper air temperatures. And we keep that going into Thursday as well. So up to Thursday, we're facing strong easterly winds, very cold upper air temperatures, and probably quite a lot of snow showers in the east. There's the upper air temperatures for Thursday, again looking a very, very cold day indeed. The GFS is then signalling some sort of low pressure to come up from the south on Friday, but generally the ensemble isn't making as much of that low pressure as the operational run of the GFS, which we was just looking at. So this will be bringing snow into many parts of England and Wales, I would have thought, but there's less of a warm sector with that. It's not as windy or stormy either. But for the south, probably bringing quite a lot of snow in with the GFS ensemble tonight. That's the upper air temperature chart. The cold, the intensity of the cold is beginning to ease across England and Wales, so that low pressure is starting to push up from the south. And then we head up towards day 10. Looks like we're keeping it generally quite cold within the GFS up to day 10. That's a day 10 mean upper air temperature chart for the 5th of March, really 5th of March, and most of the country is still cold, less cold of course than the severe cold we've got coming up in a few days time, but even so the GFS is signaling that cold weather is continued up to day 10. This is the UK Met Office model, so this is for Tuesday. Again, we've got that long fetch easy wind bringing bitterly cold air in from the east. That's how we're going to Wednesday. Again, still looking very cold with those easy winds, and that's Thursday. All days signal to be very cold with those easterly winds. There's that low pressure down to our south. Will that push up on Friday and bring that blizzard that the GFS is showing? We would have to wait another day or so to find out. This is for GM, the Canadian model, and again for Tuesday we're in that cold and unstable easterly wind. That continues into Wednesday as well. Thursday, there's no respite still in those bitterly cold east winds. There's the upper air temperatures for Thursday, showing that much of England and Wales is within the minus 15 Celsius ice firm, so that could well be the peak of the cold temperatures on Thursday, the 1st of March, which would be a notably bitterly cold day. That's Friday, and at this point the GFS is producing that snow event, that blizzard of course. The GM actually has much less of that area of low pressure. It's generally placing it to our east, so there's quite a lot of uncertainty for the end of next week and then into that first weekend of March. That's how things are looking on Saturday the 3rd of March, where the low pressure is moving into the North Sea on the GM. Again, not making as much of it as the GFS, but it's close to the country. So, again, we're going to be watching out around Friday, Saturday for the risk of some more significant general snow to be moving up from the south. And then we go into the extended range, keeping low pressure close to the country. Over time, the cold air is moderating, so we're losing the severity of the cold over that first weekend of March, although it still remains pretty chilly, to be honest. And then finally, we've got the ECMWF. As I say, that's been updating as I've been speaking. We start off on Tuesday with those strong and bitterly cold easterly winds. Those bitterly cold easterly winds are continued into Wednesday as well. There's the upper air temperatures looking extremely cold for so late in the year. And then we go through, or so late in the winter, then we go through to Thursday, again keeping us in those bitterly cold easterly winds once more. Upper air temperatures looking really impressively cold across many parts of the country. That takes us to Friday. That's the low pressure that the GFS is producing, turning into that major sort of snowstorm. The ECMWF has across northern parts of France, so nowhere near as deep, but this probably would be threatening significant snow to southern parts of the country on Friday. Let's just run on a bit longer. So that's Saturday's chart. Again, the low pressure is generally still across northern parts of France, but for England and Wales, we would still be at risk of significant general outbreaks of snow, and it is still looking really quite cold. We are losing the intensity of the cold as we're going towards that first weekend of March, but nevertheless we are still in cold air. And bear in mind that down on the surface, because it's been so cold for several days up to this point, probably there's quite a bit of snow on the ground, it will be even colder on the surface than those upper air temperatures suggest. That's how the ECMWF is looking for Sunday, 4th of March. We're still firmly locked into cold weather there. There's no quick way out of that. The wind is still coming from the north or northeasterly direction. There's the upper air temperature. They're still looking cold. And then let's just go through to the final day 10 chart. That's how it's looking. Still looking pretty cold and pretty wintry. The isobars are opening out there, so what will be happening there is that the snow and the wind will be easing off. But I suspect there will be some really quite severe night frost. That's how the upper air temperatures are looking by day 10. Nowhere near as severely cold, but still cold. And again, we've got that legacy of cold ground. Probably a lot of it snow covered. And with the winds easing off, I suspect severe night frost will be very probable there through that first weekend of March. So that's brought you up to date with tonight's midday runs of the models. Really quite interesting viewing. Once again, we're going to get this easterly wind. It's going to deliver very cold weather through the course of the coming week and snow showers in the east. And then will we get that more substantial area of snow, possibly even blizzards, moving up from the south at the end of next week? There's a lot of uncertainty about it, but we do need to keep an eye on it. Over weekend, tomorrow we'll start off with the third and final season one roundup for the spring of 2018. Have the weekend forecast roundup will be one of the most impressive, if you like, cold weather weekend forecast that we've done since Gauss Weathers has been online, which is back to 2012. And also, there may be a snow watch tomorrow evening. I'll start thinking about that for too much longer. And then Sunday, we've got the spring forecast coming up. There'll be more on the snow. And in the evening, there's going to be a live event starting 5 o'clock on Sunday evening, when myself and Quantum will be talking about the chance or the certainty of very cold, maybe even severely cold temperatures and heavy snow next week. So that will be interactive. You'll be able to ask your questions, all of that kind of thing. And that's 5 o'clock on Sunday evening. Right, that's all for now. Thanks for watching.